Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and today we're taking a look at a 2019 The Lego Movie 2, the second part set. This is one of the most hyped up sets of the wave, probably one of the best sets of the wave. Disregard the price per piece here. 502 pieces for $70 is quite high, but this set does have a lot of very large pieces, as well as that sticker roll, which is probably the main reason for the price hike. Okay, I'm kidding, but the sticker roll is kind of cool. We'll take a look at that later in the review, but the box art features Apocalypseburg there in the background. If you want to check out my review of Apocalypseburg, you can find that on my channel. Actually, I already have the set. The official name for the set is Sweet Mayhem Systar Starship, given the set number 70830, recommended for ages 9 and up, so I fit right into that category. Anyway, you get 3 minifigures in this set, Emmet, Lucy, and Sweet Mayhem, who we'll take a look at momentarily. And on the back of the box, it's going to show you all the features of the set, like where you can open up all these different sections and compartments to this very large spherical set. It's a little bit larger than a softball, I would say. It's like a very large softball or a small like basketball that goes in your pool. It's probably about the size it is. So pretty interesting set here. Again, showing off that sticker sheet down there on the back of the box. We'll see what happens with that one. That should be an interesting feature to take a look at. But let's take a look at the instruction manual real quick. The instruction manual has the QR code there that will take you right to the Lego instructions on lego.com, or with their Lego Life app rather. You can check out my speed build of this set on MandRbuilds if you'd like, link below, and you can check out my other Lego Movie 2 set reviews with the link below. Let's check out our awesome Lego minifigures and those shapes. First up, we have Emmet, who is largely unchanged from his 2014 editions with the original Lego Movie, if he's been changed at all, really. He's got a cute little smile going on. He, of course, still has on his construction attire, which is a little bit odd. I kind of wish they would have changed it up, but they did not for this movie. He's got his hair with a little bit coming off the top there, and then if you flip his face around, he does have a second facial expression, which is a much more scared facial expression. He looks amazed. So, he looks like he's just looking at something and his jaw is dropped. That's really the expression that we're looking at here. His back print is very simple, still kind of that orange caution vest that you would see on a construction site. So that is the Emmet minifigure. It's nice. You obviously have his name tag there and a pen, but nothing crazy compared to what we've had in the past or what we get in other sets. Next up is this very good-looking Lucy minifigure, aka Wild Style, or previously known as Wild Style. Looking down at her feet first, we have a very small dirt print on her right foot. Moving up, we have some different type of armor or knee brace or something going on there. We also have some different kind of wires or some type of belt going around her legs and some, it's a pretty crazy little print down there. Moving into the chest area, we have a very nice curve to the body. That's what Lego does, is they curve it with the print to make it look more feminine. We also have that nice kind of Miami Vice color, light blue and pink design. Really love that color scheme on a lot of different things, and this is no exception. The arm print has that same kind of color scheme thing going on, same with her hair there, which we'll get a better look at in a second. Her left wrist also has that same thing with a little bit more of that saddle leather brown or whatever there. Her legs are dual molded. You couldn't really tell from the front because sometimes they do just kind of print it like that, but looking from the side and the back, you can definitely tell they are dual molded with black on the bottom, brown on the top there. So that's pretty nice looking. She also has an arrow holder on her back, as well as her hood kind of down around her neck. And then looking up to her hairpiece, she has a very nice little ponytail coming off the top of her head. She has that blue and pink kind of color scheme there that I was talking about. And she's got some goggles with red lenses on them on the top. None of that is movable. It's all kind of stuck in place. You can't put the goggles in front of her eyes or anything. Flip the character around, you'll notice her second facial expression is one with much more pent up anger and aggression compared to the front facial expression. So again, you get two different sides of the character with the faces, which is always good to see. Lastly, we have the Sweet Mayhem minifigure. Her weapons are a couple of these alien-esque blasters in white with pink studs inside of them, so that is pretty neat. I like the weapons they have given her. We'll just get those out of the way though, so we can take a look at the actual figure in a more bare bones aesthetic. She has a very nice helmet, which has this very nice kind of pink stripe that runs from the front all the way to the back. Very kind of reminiscent of a Star Wars clone trooper from the Clone Wars or Episode 2. Not too bad looking there. Looking on the back of her, she has very nice trans blue wings with kind of a starry design in there, which looks really good as well. These two bits are actually posable, so you can move them up and down. They can kind of fly. They give pretty good range of motion on there, so not too bad. The kind of mechanism here or whatever it's attached to can move a lot, like with the shoulder pads and everything, so it's not really on there too well, but other than that, no complaints. Just I don't like that it moves so much. The chest print there on her is pretty nice as well, and there is even a little bit of printing down on the legs. If we take a look at her helmet, you can see it's got this very nice straight black design for the face of it. And underneath, you're going to find her face, the big face reveal. Yeah, not the prettiest looking face. And this headpiece is very odd to me. Obviously, I don't buy a lot of Lego Friends set. And that's what this minifigure is modeled after. It's a mini doll. She also has this hairpiece, which you can slap on there, which has a very nice, like, reflective coating there. You guys can see it just has this very rainbowy vibe. It's kind of like looking at oil on water. I would say that's probably what it looks like. It's got kind of a rainbow-esque look to it on the top there with that light baby blue underneath. Just some very odd colors there together. She also does have these blue kind of flames, so I guess she can fly that you can attach to the bottom of her feet. And they also do have those same sparkle things in there that the wings do, so that's kind of cool. Again, she can kind of fly with those, so that is nice as well. Very cool, actually. But unfortunately, then she can't stand, so you do have to take them off just to do that. The helmet does come with a 1x1 or a little cylinder piece that you can put underneath the helmet so that you can lay the helmet down on the ground and not have any trouble with it falling over. I don't know why they felt that was so necessary to include. It doesn't really help the hairpiece. It's just for the helmet, but they felt it was necessary, apparently, even though the helmet fits just fine like that. So it's a little bit confusing to me. Again, I'll show you it with the hairpiece. The hairpiece can sit just like that, and then again you can put the piece in there and it makes it just fall over. So I don't really know what the point of that is, given that the helmet can stand on its own, but thanks Lego for including the extra piece. Maybe I'll put it on my A-Wing Starfighter for a third point of landing gear. You also get a couple of these cute printed pieces in this set that I'm sure you guys wanted to see up close. They both have this very nice and happy looking face. I believe the prints are close to being the same, obviously just on different colored pieces. They just look so happy. It's really fun to see something like that on a Lego set. You can do different things with these. I think the most specific of which is take your Sweet Mayhem minifigure and take the tile off of this, and you can actually, as they show it on the box, have Sweet Mayhem ride the star. And you do have to take the tile off because otherwise there's not really a stud for her to stand on top of, but that is something you can do, is have her ride on that star as it gets shot towards whatever the deal may be. But that's a pretty cool little feature. You can run with that. But I like these. I think they're really cute. I think it's going to help with the popularity of this set. You also get a couple of smaller ones on 2x2 tiles, round tiles, and the reason for this is there is a disc shooter on this set, so we'll show that off here in a minute. It's actually on one of the Lego Star Wars Junior sets, specifically the Junior's X-Wing set for 2019. So we'll take a look at that feature on this set and how it's integrated here in a moment. This set has a very nice and fun color scheme to it, white and a very nice teal, and with a dash of pink. You can't really go wrong. I like the way it looks, and even a little bit of baby blue in there on top of the teal. I think a lot of people are excited for this set. We'll start out on the front here. A lot of people say this looks like something from Destiny. I'm not too keen on Destiny. I play a lot of Call of Duty, so I wouldn't know exactly what it is, one of the orb things or something, but you have this windshield piece, which is printed on a trans pink piece there, and it has this just kind of very, and it looks like an 80s vibe to it for whatever reason. Like, it's got lines on it, and it's a nice windshield piece. Opening it up, you'll find some controls with pink on them, and a seat for Sweet Mayhem, who you can take and sit in there if you put her in a seated position. Pretty straightforward and easy to do. There isn't a ton of space in there. You'll have to fold the wings down to get her in, but she will fit if you're careful enough with that. Again, not a ton of space. It's a little bit of a tight fit. If you have big hands, you might have a little bit of trouble with it, but for kids, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Again, she just kind of sits in there. There's nothing really to connect her to. They did a good job giving it enough space in the back there for her wings, though, which I believe was important, even though you do have to fold them down, or maybe you can have them in the upward position, but you might have to fold them even higher up. I just folded them down. They fit in just fine, but we close that windshield up. You can barely see her in there, but you can still see Sweet Mayhem in there, so that is pretty cool. If we move on to the right side of the ship here, you're going to find that both of the, I guess you call them wings, they have a sticker design on it with a nice pink color to it that kind of matches the rest of the set's pink accents. This one has a little bit of writing on it in some weird language. Obviously, I am not able to decipher that, so the prints are slightly different on both sides. Just you get the actual language on that one. You have some pink stars on there on the front, gives it a nice little bit of color. Now, if we do open this side, all you have to do is pull away. You're gonna find a solar system picture there, which is actually pretty cool. I quite like that. You can see some flames, maybe like Saturn or Jupiter and different planets in there, the sun in the middle, and that is really nice. I think that's a really nice touch to the set. This does pop off, so if you do want to get a closer look at it, you can just pull it off pretty easily, but not something that I particularly think you need to do too much. There is also space on this side for your little star and heart characters. You can stick the little heart up at the top here on that blue Technic piece and get that on there. Unfortunately, I seem to have trouble getting it to stay up. So I'm in the editing process of this review, and I kind of realized I missed something here. So there is a way, if you stick the heart on correctly, that it will just stay up there. You can see it's not touching the star down below it, and it doesn't need any assistance to stay in the upward position. So it actually looks really good like that. You just have to find the right place to hook it onto, and then the star actually goes right below it there very nicely in that space, and then you can close this up and you have no issues. I also noticed that I had these flipped around and they were flipped upside down, so mind you that for the whole review those will just be the wrong way, but this is the proper look for the Systar Starship. I apologize for that, but it shouldn't be a big deal for you guys watching. Of course, now that I've said it, you won't be able to unsee it. My evil plan is working. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. On the other side of the Starship here, we have a very similar opening hatch. So all you have to do is pull it open and it opens just like that. It can connect up to those studs just like on the other side. So it has a pretty tight attachment. You just have to pull on it a little bit to get it to open. There is a much larger interior than we see on the other side with this nice large window piece here with a little sticker on there with some different language or something going on there as well. Inside on the wall, you'll find a sticker that is showing a Lego minifigure. And again, remember, Sweet Mayhem is not a Lego minifigure, so I find that to be quite interesting. I don't really know what all that means, maybe some vital signs or something. You'll also see a chair there for your minifigure to sit in. In this case, we have Lucy here, and she is shown on the box as in this little cage thing. You can actually fit both minifigures, Lucy and Emmet, in there, so we'll also drop Emmet in there in a standing position. And the problem is there's no studs there, so they, I've messed up Emmet's hair. We'll just leave it as is. The face is pretty appropriate for what's just happened to him anyway. And they'll both fit in there. Unfortunately, they will fall over pretty easily, so if we close up the little window hatch here and give it a little shake, you'll see that they don't stay the way they're supposed to be very long. Lucy is already upside down, so don't really know what's going on there, but we'll close that up and closes up very nicely. Again, we'll take a look around back here now, and on the back side we have the engine, and there's some thrust indicated by these trans pink tiles and pieces there, which actually look pretty good. There's also thrust coming out of the top of the fin with some trans pink cheese slopes and some thrust coming out of the wings, which are also posable if I didn't mention that already. Now, the big killer feature on this set, one of two killer features I think, is that you can pull open the backside here, and this is where you can actually put that sticker sheet in. That is a pretty big and instrumental part of this set. Something pretty big selling point, I would say. And what you can do with this is you can pull this open, pull this tab, and you can open the stickers. There are a ton of different stickers. This sticker sheet should last you quite a while. Lego does not make it clear, at least on the packaging, whether or not the stickers are reusable. I would hope that they are reusable. I also would hope that they would sell some sort of replacement pack, because obviously if you're going to play with this, you need a way to buy more, especially if they aren't reusable. So it could go both ways with that. We'll see what happens if Lego does decide to offer some sort of replacement pack for this at their own stores or be it online. Time will tell, but at the current time, I don't know of any plan to do so, but I would hope so. We'll see what happens with that. The way it shows on the box for you to load the sticker sheet in is with it facing like this. You actually just load it in like that. So with the sticker sheet loaded in there, you're going to take your engine piece and load it right on back in on top of that. Make sure you got a good bit of the sticker in hand out the back there so that you are able to pull it off. But it is pretty straightforward how this works. So you can see you can just pull the stickers out like that, or you can get them to roll kind of back up in there, although you will have a little trouble rolling them back up in there eventually. But pulling them out is going to be a jiffy. There is no way, like mechanism or anything, that pulls them out. You just have to physically pull them out. And then you can pull the stickers off and put them on the minifigures. I'm not going to pull the stickers off because I actually want to keep my sticker sheet intact. But on the back of the box, they show you're able to take the stickers off and put them onto minifigures like that. So they seem to be some way for the Systar Starship to attack minifigures, which is fun. I think that's a unique idea. Lego's not really done anything like that. Obviously, it should play a role in the movie, but again, time will tell. The other feature on the Systar Starship that we have yet to hit So I guess I should mention that you should not pick this ship up by the fin. This is a review after all, so I guess I would, you know, otherwise cut something like that out of a review because it makes it imperfect, right? But obviously you should not pick this ship up by the fin. That is a very important thing to know. Do not pick it up like this. It will fall right off. There is nothing holding this in other than some studs there, so you are very prone to a collapse, and you don't want that to happen, especially if you're not only holding it 3 inches above like I was. If you're holding it over the floor, especially a hard floor, it is going to be a disaster if this thing were to fall down. Anyway, I want to take a look at the final feature, which is right underneath the cockpit there. So tucked away just beneath the cockpit, and mind you, you have these very nice printed round pieces in teal. You're going to be able to get use out of those star tiles that I told you about earlier. And on the box, they show you to put them in upside down. I assume that is so that you can just kind of see them kind of poking out there, which is fun. And this is a very good feature. I've already tested this with the Lego Star Wars Juniors X-Wing set. However, if we take the box here, we'll place it back there. The way to get this feature to work is use this bit here, and you're just going to push forward on it, and it's going to shoot that tile right on out of the front there. So if we push forward on that bit, you'll see the tile come flying out. Whoa! All right, so you had to push it a little bit harder than I thought, but it eventually did come out. We'll reload again. You do get 2 of the star tiles in this set, and we will shoot it off again right up at the Systar Starship box there. And you can see it has quite a bit of power. Lego's done a good job adding quite a bit of functionality with those couple of features between the sticker and the little disc shooter that is hidden away underneath. I actually love how hidden it is. Like, you wouldn't even know it's there if you didn't pay attention to the box art and that it was actually a feature in this set. Overall, I'm quite pleased with what Lego has to offer here with the Systar Starship. $70 for 502 pieces is not the greatest price per piece, as a lot of people will tell you, but I think it's worth it in this case. There's a lot of large pieces. There's also a lot of printed pieces on this set, which actually make it quite worth it. The minifigures aren't all that bad. Emmet and Sweet Mayhem there in the center, and then Lucy there on the right are all very nice figures in their own regard. Of course, Emmet still retaining that very classic look. You also have these printed pieces here, which are very cool with the star and the heart. And then you have the 2 printed star tiles, which actually work with that feature underneath the cockpit of the Systar Starship. Of course, you get Sweet Mayhem's hairpiece, which has this very nice kind of reflective coating on top of it. Of course, the 1x1 cylindrical clear piece there for no apparent reason, and that is the whole set. Obviously, don't pick it up like this. Other than that, I'm gonna give this set a 9 out of 10. I'm in love with it. I think it's got some great features. The sticker gimmick is probably just a gimmick. I really can't think of much use I would get out of it. Maybe if I was 8 years old, I would have a ton of fun with it. If I was 8 years old, the FBI might come knocking when they see me playing with the set. I think it's an excellent set. I think you get good minifigures, good value for it, even though it is a pretty bad price per piece if you're looking at it from that perspective. But I urge you not to look at every set like that. Some sets just offer more than others, even though the piece count may just not be there. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this set in the comment section below. You can check out my speed build on MandRproductions. You can buy this set on Amazon with the link down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Check out my other LEGO Movie 2 set reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.